What's going on? This is Cody, and you're watching B-Boy 45, broadcasting from the Seacrest studio. As you can see, that's not Cody on the screen, because, of course, it is another special edition of Maya's latest news the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya, or Maya's latest news. And we've got a very special guest on the phone, on the Skype. Maya, who's on with us today?
Zachary, Biss.
Zachary, how are you?
A little chilly here in Nashville right now.
Ooh.
I'm from Florida, so I'm not used to it, but we're powering through.
Excellent, excellent. Maya, take it away, girl.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, how's school going?
School is going great, Maya. Thanks for asking. I actually have just one semester left, so by May, I will have a diploma, and I will be done with school, which is a little scary, but I'm super excited, and I can't wait for that graduation day.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's real honorable to finish school. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. It's like I said, it's scary, but I think at this point I'm ready. I've had enough school for one lifetime, I think so. But it's good. I'm studying music business. So kind of learning like the behind the scenes of how everything works in the industry, like labels and radio and stuff like that. And this last semester is actually really heavy on all those business classes. So it's interesting stuff. I've definitely learned a lot.
Cool. Yeah. So I was wondering what your inspiration for Blank Slate was.
Yeah, Maya. So I wrote that song after the end of junior year, and that was over the summer. And I had just gone through like a really bad breakup. The person that I came to Belmont with and I had decided to go our separate ways. So I was a little sad, but it's not necessarily a breakup song. It's not like a negative song. It's more of like a looking to the future sort of song, new beginnings, stuff like that. So I drew the inspiration from, a failed relationship, but I tried to write it as kind of like a, pick yourself up and get going again sort of thing.
Cool. Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, I appreciate that. That was the first song that I had recorded with all these new like synth sounds, because I was spending a lot of time before that learning about it. And I that vocal chop in there, like I just recorded right into my phone, kind of the same way that Lauv did it in his song "I Like Me Better," which is like one of my favorite songs. So I kind of like copied what he did there, and but yeah, I appreciate you liking that. That means a lot, Maya.
Yeah. There, like, just I had listened to it. I listened to it a lot, and there was one time I didn't listen to it for or I hadn't listened to it. Is that the right word? I can never tell.
It had been a while since you'd heard it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And then one day it just like I was in English and it just popped into my head, and then I was telling someone that it just like popped into my head, and she was like, "That means you have to listen to it. That means it's time to listen to it again." And I was like, "You're right."
Oh, that's awesome.
So I know that you're coming out with more music, and I can't wait to premiere your next song on my show. And so what's been your inspiration for your new music?
Right. So this next song that's coming out, I'm not going to give it all away, but this one is a very personal song and a true story that happened over this summer. So I was really excited to be releasing a song that like meant a lot to me personally. But as far as all the other music that I'm coming out with, I'm trying to do a more frequent release schedule this year. Like I want this year to be the year of content for me, and a lot of stuff coming out. An inspiration for that was this band called Oh Wonder, who are a boy-girl duo. They make like kind of soft pop music, very, easy listening. But what they did a few years ago was they released a song every single month for an entire year, and that was their album, rather than release everything at once and then have everyone kind of not forget about it, but not be as popular. So they kept a steady stream of songs coming out. So that's going to be my goal. And whether or not I release a song every month remains to be seen, because that is a lot of work, but I'm ready to do it. But I already have a song about ready to have recorded vocals, have vocals done for it, sorry. So I'm hoping to release, another song the same time of next month too. So far I'm on track. We'll see if how long I can keep it up, because I do have school and I have a lot of studying to do. So definitely that comes first right now, because my parents would be upset if I didn't graduate. So let's keep them happy. And but yeah, I figured like this is the time. Like I'm always upfront with what my weaknesses are, and my weakness right now is I don't have enough original music, I don't believe personally. So the only way to fix that is to write more songs and make more songs, I think.
Yeah, that sounds cool and super fun way to keep people interested.
Yeah, I'm really excited, because I think, in today's day and age, whether you're a musician or a YouTuber or any sort of content creator, it really just comes down to keeping on making things to stay relevant. So I am excited, and I'm excited to see how people react.
Cool. So do you have any plans for an EP or a new album in the future?
Yeah, so as far as a whole album, I don't know if I'm actually, I don't want to say ever going to make like a full album, but like I just feel like with the way that music is going, I feel like it's more of an EP singles world we're living in. So like I feel like what I'd want to do is release kind of singles, on the month and a half basis. And then if I have like a month where I'm really inspired, or if I have like 3 or 4 songs that just like have to go together, I think that would be a really cool thing to do is drop some EPs. There was one of my favorite artists right now, Jeremy Zucker. He thrives on EPs, and he releases one like every 3 or 4 months, I think. So I think that's something that I would definitely like to do, is EPs too.
Cool. Yeah, I love him.
You like him, Maya?
Yeah.
I saw your eyes line up when I said his name, so I was like, I got a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you have any plans to go on tour in the future?
Right. That has always been my dream, is to tour and play venues where people have come to see my music and stuff like that. As of right now, in this phase of my career, I'm not quite at that level yet, I don't think. So what I'm doing is I have local gigs that I play back home in Florida. I've been playing gigs like in bars and restaurants and stuff like that. That's been my job ever since I was 13. And those gigs are about 3 to 4 hours long. I play mostly covers. I play some originals too. But since I was 13, I've actually played over 1,500 shows, which I'm really proud of.
Whoa! Wow,
that's a lot of shows. Yeah. And so a lot of late nights, a lot of nights in bars and stuff like that. It's been the best learning experience ever. Just learning about people and how to socialize with others. But so as of right now, I have some gigs booked for when I come home, all around in Florida, Tampa Bay area. But definitely the dream is to keep releasing original music and one day be able to actually tour like around the whole country and stuff like that, especially tour in Colorado too, right?
Yeah. Definitely. And you have a home here. Yeah. We'd love to see you.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So do you ever get anxious before a performance?
Right. Well, it's funny, Maya, because like I said, I've played a lot of shows, and I don't normally get anxious because at this point, it's like a job. Like I'm so used to the whole thing. However, I do get anxious when this is going to sound funny, because a lot of my gigs, I'm kind of the musician in the corner. People aren't really there to see me, right? They're there to eat dinner, or they're there to be with their friends. So they're not like facing me, right? They're not like it's not a concert and everyone's not watching, giving me their full attention. So I'm kind of used to being background. So if I'm playing a gig and people really like me and they're actually all paying attention, that's when I start to get anxious, which is weird because I'm like, well, now I really can't mess up because they're paying attention. I played a gig over the previous summer, and I booked it. It was my first time playing there, and I figured it would be like any other place that I played. And I got there, and I learned that it was more of an original like singer-songwriter type place, and people went there specifically for music. And so I started playing all my covers. They're like, "Oh, why don't you play originals?" I'm like, I have like one. So I was actually a little nervous because they were really enjoying me, but it turned out to be a really fun night. Because at the end of the day, that's why I do it. I do it so people will listen. And so it definitely it was kind of an eye-opening experience because it taught me about myself that I do get nervous when people watch. So if I ever go touring one day, I think those jitters will definitely come in. But after the first song or two, you just do your thing because I've done it so many times.
Cool. Yeah. So there's been a lot of new shows and music that have come out this year. Are there any that you're obsessed with?
Obsessed. So by shows and music, do you mean like the reality shows, like The Voice and stuff like that?
Just like really any.
What are
show.
some of the ones you're obsessed with, Maya? Just a few of them. Don't. Okay. She's like, Cody, I have so many. Just give him a few so he has an example, so he knows.
Okay, The Neighborhood, God Friended Me, and A Million Little Things.
So she's just talking about shows that have come out on TV. Maybe they're sitcoms. Maybe they're kind of drama shows. Is there a show that you're obsessed with?
Yeah. So honestly, I don't watch too much TV. I always want to, but there is one show that I've started that I really like, and it's on Netflix, and it's their original show. It's one of those cartoons, but it's BoJack Horseman, and I don't know why I love it so much, but it's just one of the best written shows I've ever seen, and it's so funny. But it's one of those shows where it's funny, but it like makes you think about life, and so I really like that one. Other than that, I started Vikings. That show's amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely get parents' permission. Yeah. It's for big kids for sure.
Yes, yep. That's a big show for sure. A little brutal.
And the other cartoon, and the other one you mentioned also for big kids. Definitely check with parents before watching it. But when you're a big kid like you can watch those things.
Right. But other than that, I don't watch too much TV. If I'm sitting down in front of the TV set, I'm usually watching the Tampa Bay Lightning play.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have a favorite Snapchat filter?
Ooh. So I just recently started using Snapchat, like a lot. I had never really gotten into it for whatever reason. But just this semester, I found out that's what like everyone our age does. So I'm like, okay, I guess I got to get on this train. I'm pretty basic. I really like the one with the puppy ears and the tongue. That's actually my Bitmoji like profile picture, just because I like it so much. But yeah, I think that. What about yours? I'm curious.
I like the dog one too.
Yeah, the dog one's good. Yeah. I've seen the bread one. I like the bread one, where it's a piece of bread around your face. I saw the one this morning. Made me laugh.
Yeah. I like one of my favorite ones. It was only on Snapchat for like 24 hours because it was for this show that was premiering. But that was my favorite one.
What one was it?
Black Lightning.
Oh, it was for Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah. Yeah, so if you could meet any fictional character, who would it be and why?
My mind is racing. There's so many answers. Wow, if I could meet any fictional character and why? Well, I'm really obsessed with anything like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So maybe like I would love to be like in Hobbiton and hanging out with all those hobbits. They seem like they can put on a good party.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
That's
Frodo.
awesome.
I do want to go to New Zealand though one day and actually see the actual set where they did all that. So I think
Cool.
that might be the closest I could come to actually meeting a hobbit.
Cool. Yeah. So now, if you could be any animated character, who would you be and why?
Right. Huh, if I could be any animated. So I grew up in my favorite cartoon ever, and probably still is, SpongeBob. I mean, I was raised on that. I could quote, anything from that show. I still can. So yeah, probably him. I mean, because I do like the ocean. I grew up in Florida, and we did a lot of nautical things. Went to the beach a lot. Went snorkeling a lot and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd probably be living in Bikini Bottom, being SpongeBob.
You'd live in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve? Huh. That's a good question. I guess something that annoys me is when people aren't accountable. And by that I mean when someone says they're going to do something and they don't. Because I think, to me, that's just pretty... It's rude. I mean, getting stood up or something. Someone says, oh, let's meet here. And then at the last minute, because that's time I could be spending, making music or hanging out with other people. So I think that's probably mine.
That's a good one. Definitely an
being
annoying
invalidated is a big one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you could be any superhero, which one would you be and why?
Right. So I recently, well, not recently, I guess, over the past couple of years, I've gotten really into all the Marvel superhero movies. I think they've done a fantastic job with all of those. The one that I can relate to the most, well, not relate to, but who do I want to be? I definitely want to be Iron Man, just because he's so he has so much class, and he's a cool guy.
And I was going to say you want to be him because he's rich.
Yeah, true. He does have a lot of money. He can buy a lot of.
But you're going with the class. That's a better way to go. I like that.
Right.
I like that.
He could put on another. He could throw another good party. I guess I'm not much of a partier. Both of my answers have related to parties, but I think he's cool and he has a lot of cool powers and he's pretty strong, which I'm working on. I'm still a pretty skinny kid, but we're working on going to the gym and changing that. See, I'm the same height as Shawn Mendes, and he is ripped, so he is like my inspiration. So
yeah, I think I'd want to be Thunder from Black Lightning. If you can't tell, I'm kind of obsessed with that show. So,
yeah. What does Thunder do?
What are some of her powers?
She can, when she takes a breath, and then she can stomp on the ground and kind of make it shake.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah. If you could have any song playing to announce your entrance into a room, what song would it be?
So I always think about this in kind of that, not if I'm just walking into the kitchen and have the Spice Girls stuff, but I always think one of the coolest parts of a concert, if you're going to see one of your favorite artists play, is the intro when they come out, because when I'm talking, when the lights go dark and the crowd kind of starts going wild, and I've seen some bands that they'll play a song that just kind of hypes everyone up, even if it's not the full song. One of the best was, I saw 30 Seconds to Mars, maybe I don't know, 7 years ago, and they played this this song from one of the movies that Jared Leto had been in, and it just hyped everyone up. So probably, honestly, I listen to a lot of soundtracks. and my favorite is from Inception or Interstellar, both Hans Zimmer. So probably something like that, honestly, just to like really hype everyone up, have those subwoofers really shaking, and then like just have it cut out, and then me come out and the drums start playing, and then I come out with my goofy face and start strumming the guitar, and I just think that'd be cool. I've always kind of thought about how to start a show like that, get people really hype.
Cool. So do you have a motto or quotation that you live by?
I do. I have a couple. I call them Zachisms, actually. I'm always hanging out with my friends, and I'll drop them. But one of my favorites is the only thing worse than rejection is regret. And by that I mean not only like, you know, if I see a pretty girl and I want to talk to her, like it's about anything. Like if I record a song and I want to send it to a YouTube channel or something to see if they want to play it. You know, a lot of times, like my first reaction is like, oh, what if they don't like it? Maybe I should just not send it. And they might not like it, but pretty much the answer is always going to be no until you ask. So I kind of live by that, and I always, you know, just kind of go for things and just go for it. And that's kind of helped my life significantly. I heard that over the summer, and that's definitely been ingrained in my head.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like
that's really
that.
good.
Yeah.
It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love that one because that's hockey related. So.
Well, that was my last question. So thank you so much for calling back, and I loved talking to you again.
No, I love talking to you guys too, and thanks for having me, Call Maya. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks so much. We look forward to more of your music coming out. We'll make sure we're playing some of your tunes right here on Seacrest Studios. Zachary, you're awesome, and we'll catch up with you later. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.